All right, I'm going to show how to use the Indigo software. First thing right here, you can set the parameters. This is the volume against the open interest. Obviously, the higher, I have it set at 3,000 by default. The higher this number, the stronger the signal. It means there's more difference between the volume of the contracts traded today compared to the open interest. Here you can, if you want to set a specific stock price or an options price, say you don't want to pay more than X amount for an option, or you want to trade lower stocks, I set the default to 0. Now here is the minimum volume levels. I have it set at 500 and the open interest at 100. So I mean, I want at least contracts to have 100 open interest and the volume at 500. Now here I could scan the last day, last 2 days, go back 3 days of signals. So if it detected an unusual option 3 days ago, it still might be in play. So you can do several scans. For example, let's do a 3-day scan. And I scan it. Okay, it'll take a couple of seconds. Depends. The farther you go back, the more data it's got to process to get the scan here. So I could go back, say, 7 days right here and click scan. And it will scan all the unusual calls and all the unusual puts. So you want to be connected to the internet so that it loads the data. And here's going to tell us the date that that transaction occurred. Okay, for example, CGC. Okay, it's going to tell us there was 6,800 volume on that trade and then 151 open interest. So that's 4,500%. Now, the victory rate is something that we came up with, which takes in count how strong the signal is. If they're trading an at the money or out of the money. Obviously, if they're trading farther out of the money, they're more certain that that stock's going to go up. So I like sorting by victory rate. For example, this one, you can see it has a victory rate of 71 because they played 5,000 calls. They played a 45 strike when the stock was at 26. So somebody's betting big that that stock's going to really run. Okay. Now, I also like sorting by the volume to open interest. So for example, Tesla, that they played a 220 call, and this was 169,000 contracts when there was 1,300 contracts open for the expiration. This was last week's expiration. So you want to see the ones that contract are already expired. So I want to see the ones that are coming up that haven't expired. For example, a big option in Coinbase to expire the 19th, playing the 142 calls when there was only 199 open. So I really pay attention to the volume against open interest. I could sort by the ones with the highest volume compared to the open interest. So for example, this was only going to show me above 3,000. So if I want to reduce the list, I can say show me the ones above 4,000. Because the higher difference between the volume and open interest, the more unusual that call is. So you can see last week, CRM, which is Salesforce, had 14,000 contracts open in one day when there was only 242. They were playing the 275 calls to expire, and this trade was placed on the 10th to expire 2 days later. So somebody's betting that they're going to get a move quickly. Okay, obviously I want to look at the chart and filter it out, and you could do the same thing for the puts down here. Okay, so we see, for example, right here, MPW, huge, 21,000 volume compared to the open interest. So this is how you can sort. okay, how to use the Indigo scanner.